The following is a Galactic Network podcast. For more, go to gncast.com. That's gncast.com.
Hello and welcome to Who Knew and Review, a podcast from the Galactic Network. So, we will start with a review of the Pyramid at the End of the World. And so with all my reviews, I'll give you the synopsis. The good bits, the bad bits, I'll try and squeeze in something a bit universal, and then I'll give rambling musings. Oh, I can't say that. Anyway, the synopsis is thus. An ancient pyramid appears overnight. Every clock in the world begins counting down to the Earth's destruction. Three opposing armies lay ready to annihilate each other. An alien race stands ready to offer humanity a deal that could save them, but enslave them. It is a terrifying race against time to save the world. Will the Doctor be forced to accept their help? Well, the good bits here is it's a throwback comedy from last week's Extremis, and that's Bill's date. Now, I kind of feel sorry for Bill. She had a date interrupted by the Pope, and this time it was by the Secretary of the UN. I wonder who she's going to get in, I wonder if this is going to be a reoccurring thing. I sort of hope it is. I don't mind that. I really don't mind. Now, the bad bits. The monks. No, let me explain. I like them. I like their sort of ethereal voice. But come on, you're a human, I'm a human, well, barely. Brad's a human, Anessa's a human, Dave, Matt, Corey, Gregor, the whole network is run by humans, and you probably know other humans, and you know that humans are, well, we're not idiots. If we saw a half-decaying monk in front of us, we would recoil from such horrors. Apparently, these are okay. No one's like, oh, that was disgusting. Everyone's like, yeah, okay, it's a decaying monk type. Whatevs. Also, the thing that jarred is the Doctor's indifference to war. I found that a little bit... yeah, I didn't like that. The universal bit on this episode was the nice throwback to the Doctor being the President of Earth. Although, where the hell was Unit? Good point. Anyway, let us look at this a little bit more closely with some random musings and snippets and sentences and things like that. So it starts. Two lab technicians, one hungover, one missing her reading glasses, are sleepwalking into the apocalypse, with a string of seemingly small moments threatening to unleash a biohazard that will wipe out the entire human race. After a pacey, impressive setup, we sort of slow down to slide more things into place. It sort of reminded me, I don't know if you guys have this, there's a show on the BBC called Casualty. It's a hospital drama, and it always starts the same way. And I'll give you an example. Man on bike. Ladder. Man on bike. Ladder. Man on bike. Ladder. Painter painting on the ladder. Man on bike. Accident! And then it starts, and it sort of builds up like that. And this is how this felt. It felt sort of like a science fiction setup of Casualty. It's not a criticism. I really liked it. And then, as things slowly slide into place, this could have easily been the opening of a two-parter rather than the middle of a three-parter. I'm not 100% sure where Extremis fits into this. I know Extremis was in a dream world or a virtual world and it was all in your head, but I'd like to know the bit before Extremis, when they started doing their experiments and things like that. I had a few quibbles with the impending sense of doom, but it sort of had a little tinge of Torchwood, Children of the Earth. So I was sort of quite liked that also. As I was watching this, and I was watching the biological threat increase, it reminded me of so many sort of, books and films. Contagion sort of sprang to mind. Definitely deserves a rewatch. All in all, it's not a perfect episode. There's a little bit of over-reliance on technobabble, but then again, it's Doctor Who. I love a bit of technobabble. And the pyramid thing just seemed a little bit gimmicky. I mean, maybe that was their spaceship. It wasn't really explained why they chose a big pyramid. But, for most part, smart, distinctive sci-fi tale, visually impressive, the proper pace absolutely you could ever want. I mean, it's not perfect. Well, it's not the end of the world. I give this, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 TARDISes out of 5. Still very strong. And boy, does next week look an absolute doozy.
Hauntings, sky sounds, parallel universes, monster sightings, the New World Order, ghost ships, urban legends, mysterious radio broadcasts, and secret government facilities are just a few things we've talked about on Weird World Weekly. Listen to find out what's next. Go to gncasts.com/weird to listen, find out more, and subscribe to the podcast that discusses the paranormal, mythological, conspiratorial, unexplained, or anything else we think is a little strange and out of the ordinary. Also, Matt's continuing search for turkey recipes. It's all on Weird World Weekly, part of the Galactic Netcast network of shows, also available wherever you listen to podcasts.
Many thanks for downloading this podcast from the Galactic Network. We have so much to offer. Maybe it's horror or adventure gaming. Perhaps you just like to listen to a couple of nerds geeking out. Well, if that's the case, then visit gncasts.com. That's gncasts.com, and have a good poke around. You'll be surprised what you find. Maybe you'd like to chat to the hosts. If so, then why not sign up to our Slack channel? Or simply you want to tell us what a great job we're doing. That's gncasts.com.
So before I start, I want to have a little chat to you about Patreon. Nothing so heavy. I mean, yes, it would be nice if you supported us. You see, we all do these podcasts for free, and they will always be free. We're never going to charge you for them. But if you ever could spare a couple of dollars here or there, just to help us. It helps with our hosting. It helps with the website. It helps, we don't get paid from it. We don't buy equipment with it. It is purely poured back into our productions. Now, let me give you an example. Yeah, I know Who Knew in Review has a smaller listenership. But if one person put in $1 a month, yeah, that's $12. Doesn't sound like much, does it? I mean, I found a 20 the other day in a shirt pocket that I didn't know I had. That was pounds, by the way, so that's about $1 million or something. I digress. But if you think about it, I do a podcast each week. That's 52 podcasts a year. If you think 52 podcasts a year are worth $12, then great. If you don't, hey, that's alright. $6, $3. What I'm saying is, if you want to support us, that'd be absolutely fantastic. We might even give you a little shout out. Hooey! This shout out this week goes to me. Why? Well, because I put in $5 a month. Because I think that I actually think Weird World Weekly is worth that. But don't tell Dave or Matt. Anyway, let's do the news. Now, those wags over at Digital Spy have ranked all the new Doctor Who episodes. I'm telling you this as a matter of course. I disagree with pretty much everything that they have done and said. I mean, if I was you, I'd avoid it at all costs. Or check out the link in the show notes. It's up to you. Over the weekend, Stephen Moffat has appeared at a Sherlock convention in the United States of America. And during a panel session, he mentioned that Rachel Talalay will be directing the Doctor Who Christmas special for 2017. Now, it's expected to be Peter's last appearance as the 12th Doctor, and viewers will also potentially see the debut of the 13th incarnation. It'll also be Stephen Moffat's last script as showrunner. Talalay later confirmed this news on her Twitter account. Fantastic, she's great. Now, current Doctor Who companion Pearl Mackie and past time traveller Billy Piper have just been added to the growing guest list for the upcoming Wizard World Convention in Philadelphia. The convention takes place over the weekend of Thursday the 1st to Sunday the 4th of June at the Pennsylvania Convention Center. Both Who stars will be attending on both Saturdays and Sundays at the event. If you go, get a picture, that'd be great. Now on to some casting news. Agent Carter actress Hayley Atwell is definitely taking herself out of the running when it comes to potentially being the new Doctor in Doctor Who. But she does have a suggestion as to who could take over the role from Peter Capaldi, and at this point it would probably be harder to find someone who doesn't think Phoebe Waller-Bridge from Fleabags would be the perfect in the role. And that's who Hayley's backing too. Well, there we go. There's the news, just a few items this week. I will be back next week. Until then, time to dematerialise.
This has been a Galactic Network podcast. For more, go to gncast.com. That's GNCASTS.com.